Yep. Okay, so we have this. We look for the operation. The operation is addition, so you have to do the opposite. So if it says adding, you're going to subtract. You subtract this number, 5. You subtract it on both sides. What happens here, you have 5 minus 5, you end up with 0. That's the goal. Your goal is to end up with 0. So you end up with 0 by writing this down, and then you're left with just x. Greater than or less than, you just bring it straight down. 17 minus 5 is 12. Yes, question?
How do you get the 5 minus 5? Wait, don't we have any?
So, this is your original equation, or inequality, I should say. You're trying to solve for x. You're trying to solve for what is x, the value of x. So you have to get rid of whatever's around the x. Well, here I have plus 5. So in order to get rid of everything that's around it, you have to do the opposite of this operation. So if this is a plus sign, we're going to subtract. What number do I subtract? The number I want to move. I want to move the 5, so I'm going to subtract 5. The reason I do that is I want this to be 0, because I want it to go away. I want it to be eliminated. But you have to do it mathematically. And then whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. So if I subtract 5 on this side, I do the same thing on this side. So 17 minus 5 is 12. So x is greater than or equal to 12. Any number that's greater than or equal to 12 fits this inequality situation. So let's graph it. 12 goes in the middle, then 11, then 10, 13, and then 14. Open or close circle? Closed. And which way do I shade? To the right. Oh, I graded your worksheet last night. If you did not get full credit, that means you missed some, and I made it in the. I wrote you a comment. So I said, okay, numbers 5, 7, 8, whatever are wrong. You want to make sure you understand what you did wrong before you take your quiz on Friday. Okay. So I think only like 2 or 3 of you did not get full credit on yesterday's worksheet, so double check. All right, so x plus 6 is less than or equal to negative 12. Okay. You want x by itself, all by itself, Alfonso. So we're going to draw these bars.
X minus 6.
So we're going to draw these bars that separate your left side to your right side. Especially when you have long inequalities, it's nice to separate things. You want x all by itself. You look at the operation. You do the opposite operation. What's the opposite of addition? So you're going to subtract this number, which is 6. Subtract this number from both sides. So minus 6 minus 6.
Plus negative 6.
So far, so good? Okay. Then you realize, like, oh, this is why Miss O'Malley wants me to show work. Because right here, we run into a problem, right? So how do I rewrite this problem? From the beginning. What do I write? Negative 12 plus negative 6 makes me happy, right? So the rules that we learned about subtracting come into play right now, okay? So negative 12 minus 6 makes me sad because it has a negative and a minus, just too much. So, yes.
Did you get that other negative 6 by subtracting?
So this is subtract 6. This is subtract 6, right? Minus 6 minus 6.
How do you get the other 6?
What you do to one side, you have to do to the other side.
So you put that same number on the other side?
Correct, just like I did up here. Minus 5 minus 5. It's like you and your little brother. Your mom takes away your TV time. Well, it's only fair that he takes away your little brother's TV time, right?
My mom is not that fair.
Me neither.
Dude, my mom.
No, okay, fine. Okay, you didn't hear the story before. You and your little brother were fighting loudly. You broke something. You're horsing around. So your mom comes in there and goes, "Knock it off." You both lose privileges.
Yeah.
Yes. So here
This is back before I-
Here it's like, well, you're the older one, so you lose the privileges. And if you don't do it to this side, it's like, oh, the little brother gets away with everything. That's not fair, right? So what you do to one side, you gotta do to the other side. So if mom punishes you, she punishes your little brother or sister as well. Seems fair? Okay, good. All right. Okay, let's focus. So here, 6 minus 6, you get 0. Wonderful. Life is great. X. And then you bring this down, less than or equal to. Negative 12 plus negative 6. Negative 18. Negative 18, negative 19, negative 20, negative 17, negative 16. Open or close circle? Closed and shade to the left. Okay, this is like level 3 with the negatives, okay? But I wanted to show it to you so you realize the importance of showing work. Because some of you might have looked at the first problem I gave you and like, Miss Molly, can I just do that in my head? Why do I have to show the work? You show the work so you practice and you know how to show work. So when they get a little bit complicated, you're like, oh, well, good thing I know how to show work. All right, so let's look at this problem. X minus 10 is greater than, let's say, 37. Okay, now what operation are we using right here? A subtraction sign. Your original operation, write this down, is a subtraction sign. It says minus 10. So I want the x all by itself. So what do I have to do? How do I get the 10 to the other side? I'm going to add 10. Why do I add 10? Because we started with subtract 10. So we have to do the opposite. And whatever I do to this side, I have to do to the other side. So plus 10.
0.
So on one side, your goal is to get 0. Just x by itself. On the other side, you do the math. 37 plus 10, 47. It is easy. But this is like the foundation. Like when in second, first grade, you learned how to add. And she's like, it's very important that you know how to add. It's going to help you with later on. This is like that. Like I'm teaching you some super easy stuff. What seems easy, but your end goal is to solve this problem by the time we go off on winter break. And we will.
What about Thanksgiving break?
I'm not sure if we might be ready to solve this by Thanksgiving. But I know for sure by Christmas.
What if we solve it? How long till?
Okay.
How long till Thanksgiving? Or what if we bring it back to you tomorrow? So
Okay.
wait, we don't have to.
What if we do it right now?
Okay.
So you really don't have
The question you wrote down on the board.
Huh?
What about the question you wrote down on the board?
That's what we're talking about. That. I don't even know if it has a nice even answer. I just kind of made it up. Anyways, open or close circle? Open. Which way do you shade? To the right. Remember, your inequality points in the direction that you shade if your x is first. Now, some of you, your answers yesterday on the worksheet, you like put the number first, and I'm just like, why do you complicate your life? Why?
If you put the number first, you just do it backwards.
Right, but you're just complicating your life. You're like making your brain work like 0.2 more than...
No, it's not.
I said
You're
0.2.
literally just looking at the thing. I don't even look at the problem. I just look at which way it's pointing. And then I look at the second number or just the regular number.
Cool. Easy one.
Yes. Yes.
Wait, Mr. Molly?
What?
Yes. Tutoring is every day.
Yes, in room 52, which is not my classroom. After school, I am STEM. STEM.
So are you doing What is that?
So I told, there's one student who has me 5th period. His one job was to remind me to count the drones. One job.
He didn't remind you.
He did not remind me. And then 6th period came where most of my kids that you have for 4th period are in my 6th period. They came in, they're like, did you count them? I'm like, this kid. Okay, x minus 12. So what are you going to do? Plus 12. Plus 12.
So, Melly,
Yes.
so after school you're doing STEM
Yep.
or tutoring?
STEM. If you need help with math, that's why I send you to the Avid Tutors in room 52, which is Miss Bañuelos, just down the street. Oh, you had Miss Bañuelos. In there, there's tutoring. If you need me to, if you need anything, you can always find me in the STEM lab, and I'm willing to, Brianna went in there yesterday to ask me a question. She found me. She asked me a question, and it was good. So if you need me, I'm in the STEM lab. You're more than welcome to come for 2 seconds. Yeah. And then ask me questions. Yeah. If you need me to clarify anything, please, I am available. If you need to see me in the mornings, just send me an email. And I will be here early, except on Wednesdays. It's brunch day. Can't interrupt Miss Lamelli's brunch.
What are these called again?
Huh?
What are these questions called again?
These are inequalities. These are solving one-step inequalities.
0.
All right, did we graph it?
Yes.
Which way did you shade?
Right. Oh no, left.
Left.
I was looking at the wrong color.
Double check your grade that I gave you yesterday. You might think you're like, I got them all right, but you didn't. So be careful.
Oh, yeah, I did.
We're okay? Any questions on these? So this is level 1. The way to make these harder is with the negatives. This is the only way to make it harder is the fact that you might end up with negatives, and that's okay. Other than that, this is okay, pretty easy. On Friday, I'll teach you level 1.2. And then next week on Monday, I will teach you what is called solving two-step inequalities, because it's going to take us 2 steps to solve them. And then on Tuesday of next week, I will teach you multi-step inequalities, because it's going to take you multiple steps to solve it. So today is 1 step, Friday is 1 step, Monday is 2 step, Tuesday will be multi-step.
That's fun.
So much fun. Fun stuff. Yeah. I love equations and inequalities. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Can we use our homework pass? Wait, so you're saying that would be homework? Wait, Miss Melly, how do we get homework passes? They're being a good boy. How many homeworks do we have to do to get all of them?
All the whole month.
Yeah, get perfect score or bad.
So perfect or bad?
Decent.
Decent score.
Decent.
You have to get higher than a 6.
Well, you didn't graph them. You're not copying everything I write down. Or you gotta make sure you copy everything I do.
7 or higher.
7 or higher.
So higher than a 6.
That's a lot of paper. Give me 1 second. I'm coming your way. I gotta pause my video.